milky, crunchy ching ching is ready. Look at that. Golden, beautiful, mouth-watering ching ching. Let's do ching ching together. To make ching ching, these are my ingredients. Okay, I will start with the milk. I use evaporated milk. This is essential for flavor and taste. Okay, so it doesn't matter which brand, so far as it's evaporated milk, it gives you good texture and good tasting ching ching. And then as we can see, we have some flour over there, sugar. I have 4 eggs here, and butter, baking powder, nutmeg, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. I will start by adding in our flour, which is 1 kilogram of flour in a mixing bowl. I'll go with 4 eggs. I'm just going to crack open the eggs, and then we'll finally give them a mix. So that's 4 eggs. I will whisk them together. Eggs are essential for texture and for proper binding of our ching ching. I'll put these eggs in a bigger bowl because I'm going to mix our milk in this bowl. So I'll go in with 1.5 cup of our evaporated milk. Mixing all of this in this bowl, so just ease the work. So these are the wet ingredients. So this is our flour, and I'm going here with 185 grams of butter. But first, I'm just going to mix the nutmeg and the other dry ingredients. Half a teaspoon of nutmeg, a pinch of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That's what I just added into the bowl. I'll mix it first like so with my hands, the dry ingredients, and I added also 1 cup of sugar for this entire mixture. A cup of sugar. I'm going to mix it again with my hands like so. The beauty with ching ching is that there's a lot of muscle working with it. And then I'm going in with our butter. So I'm using 175 grams of butter for this ching ching. So I'm doing the rubbing in method, which simply means just rubbing the butter into the flour and the rest of the dry ingredients until it's kind of nicely and smoothly mixed like this. Then I'm going to bring in our wet ingredients. Remember, our eggs and milk. This moment I'm bringing them all in. I'll mix totally until I get a very good dough consistency. So we just want to go in there with our hands and work our hands very well. So give it a good mix and continue mixing until you have a dough of this consistency. Like this, we are good. The next stage I like to do, this is totally optional, I will keep the dough to rise in the refrigerator. I will normally do this for at least 1 hour. Sometimes I leave it overnight. This particularly helps with the structure. For me, it adds chewiness. It causes the ching ching to rise when you fry it, and it gives good volume, for those of you that are doing it for commercial purposes. Yeah, that's a trick. Okay, so I'll just wrap it in the transparent paper like so, and I will put it in the fridge for like an hour. Then not the freezer, please. Just fridge. Regular fridge is good for this. So just wrap it nicely, like so. And then we're going to put it in the fridge. Okay? For some texture work to be done on it. So this is 1 hour later. I've taken out the dough. Mind you, at this time, it will be a little bit hard. If you like put it in the the fridge overnight or a few more hours. You may want to take it out and let it rest for a couple of minutes. So you see, I'm cutting through it. It is a little bit hard, but that's fine. So I'll just go ahead and start working it with my rolling pin. It may be a little bit wet, especially at the top as well. So you want to add on top some uh, dry flour to just get everything non-sticky. Yes, so I'll just flatten for a bit on the rolling board, and then I will transfer my dough to a pasta cutting machine. Because I'm doing this for as part of my hustle, I need consistent structure and shapes. So that's why I'm using this pasta cutting machine. I'm going to assemble it like so. This can be bought in regular stores. I bought this one particularly on Amazon, and just it's just a pasta cutting machine, like you can see. It does the work. So I'm just going to set it on this table like this. I will connect the holder. If you just have a table that has a small diameter, that you can put that holder and fasten it underneath, that will be good. That's exactly what I'm doing here. So I fasten it underneath, and then the cutting part, you just fit it on top of the other part like so, and you are good to go. It's quite easy to assemble. It has just 4 parts: these two, the holder, and then the hand, which is this. So I've actually set this to 7 because it has like many different thickness. So for me, 7 is good for both the dough uh, smoothener and the cutter. I'll just put this paper towel under so that it can collect my dough. So I'll just run this like 1 or 2 times just to make sure that there's consistency in the thickness of the ching ching. You see what I go through just to give us some beautiful, nice, delicious ching ching? Like that is fine. Okay, so I just go through 2 to 3 times, and then I'm sure that my dough is okay. And then I will remove that same hand and attach it to the cutter section, and then I'll just dust a little bit of flour again. But before I do so, I'll just trim the edges, because when it comes out, I just want it to make my work easy. I'm just going to trim off any rough edges, so that when I cut the ching ching, I know that I have a good shape. So I'm just dusting again with a little bit of flour so that it doesn't stick together once I pass it through the cutter. It makes it easy so that it can just go through, and we are good. So like so, I'm going to put it in the cutter and just go ahead and roll it, or wind, or handle it like so. So as I turn the hand, it will just cut the chin chin, and I'll have the rest of the chin chin falling on my paper towel underneath. So I just want to be able to have a good grasp of it like that, and then pop, 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 pop. We are good. So you see, just like pasta, that's it. This way I have uniform shapes. Clients feed with their eyes. If you have chin chin that everything is so disorganized, it doesn't look too appealing in the eyes. So I prefer to do it this way to get consistency. With that, if you know of any other pasta or ching ching cutting machine that you think would be appropriate, just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will be glad to have a look at it. Then I will now cut the chin chin to my desired length. So for that whole rim, I'm just going to cut it into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the rest, I'll just recycle it and run it over again. This way, it's still just a little bit sticky. Not sticky, just a little bit together. So I just use my hands and just quickly separate them like that, so that when they once they get into the oil, by this time I have my oil already on the fire, on the stove, heating up, so that we don't waste any time. So there is my oil. I'll just go in and put my flour to start frying. You don't want to put too much because you don't want the oil to foam, and you don't want to stir too much. So from time to time, just give it a little stir, and when it's golden brown like this, just not really, don't even let it be golden brown. Once it's just cream white, you take it out, because it will continue to darken as you leave it to rest. And that is our beautiful ching ching. It's crunchy, great for every event.